Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the team selection stream for Game Week 21. Game Week 20 is over now. No, sorry, it's not over. It finishes today. The last game for Game Week 20 is Man City v Tottenham. So we're going to be watching that and seeing how our teams perform as well. But we're going to talk about Game Week 20 quickly so far and how our teams have performed. But yeah, how you doing, Jordan? Hope you're well. I know you're feeling a bit unwell. How's everything?
Yeah, everything's all right. Yeah, I'm feeling under the weather, unfortunately. So if I don't look that lively, you understand why. But yeah, Game Week 20 will come to an end in a few hours as Tottenham and Man City do play out in the last fixture of this game week. So hopefully it doesn't affect us with all the green arrows. What happens in that game?
Yeah, so let's bring up our teams, Game Week 20. So let's review. Currently, I still have 2 players playing tonight, so hopefully they can get me something. But Danny Wood in goal, 2 points. Sorry, I've got 3 players playing. So Danny Wood in goal, 2 points, nothing amazing. Blank from him. I think they lost 2-0 to Brentford. I'll take it. Was it Brentford they lost to? Sorry, Nottingham Forest. My bad. Yeah. Moving on to the back 3. So Cancelo, Trippier, and Luke Shaw. Obviously, we know Luke Shaw conceded to Man City, but Man United did win 2-1. Trippier with another clean sheet against Fulham. Cancelo obviously conceded, so got the 1 point. Moving on to the midfield 5, I had Mount, who blanked again, and he's the one I was considering taking out, but we will come on to that. De Bruyne is on 5 points for his assist against Manchester United for the cross for when Grealish headed it in. So, that was nice to see. And he's also got another fixture tonight. Obviously, Man City playing Tottenham. Hopefully, Cancelo, De Bruyne, and Haaland can pay off for me. Moving on to Saka and Martinelli, who, played... I forgot who Arsenal played now as well. Obviously, Saka scored in that game very early on. I'm just going to check. Tottenham. Wasn't it Tottenham? Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously we know Saka scored the early goal against Spurs. Also, I think the own goal as well. One of them was an own goal. Sorry, Saka got the assist. My bad. He's meant to have 2 assists, but he only got the assist for Odegaard's goal. So that was a bit annoying that his goal got ruled out because of his own goal. So just mine went blank because it feels like it was a long time ago, that game, the Arsenal game. Obviously, Martinelli, we know he blanked. It was only 2-0. Moving on to Marcus Rashford, 12-pointer from him, which was very, very nice to see. And yeah, Rashford did score the winner in the Manchester derby. He also got the 3 bonus points, so that was good. 12-pointer from him, double-digit return again for Rashford. He did blank yesterday night. Obviously, Manchester United drew to Palace 1-1. He only got the 2 points for 90 minutes. So, yeah. But still happy overall with Rashford. Moving on up front, I got Erling Haaland, who did blank against Manchester United. Didn't manage to break him down. But he does play again tonight at home to Tottenham. So maybe he can get something for those that triple captained him. And then finally, Mitrovic, who blanked as well after the double, the double hit, the double touch for the penalty. And he missed. Or he scored, but it didn't count. So that was unfortunate, a bit unlucky from Mitrovic as well. So all in all, I am on 48 points, which isn't great. And my rank currently sits at 1.4 million, nearly 1.5. So not good times for me. I mean, I've got 3 players left. I'm hoping De Bruyne can really do something because he's a bit of a differential in my team. And then on the bench, I had White, Greenwood, and also Patterson. Obviously, he's injured. White goes and gets an 8-pointer because of the clean sheet against against Tottenham. But yeah, that is the team for Game Week 20, guys. Nothing interesting there, really. Let's move on to your team, Jordan. Talk us through your Game Week 20. And then, yeah, how it went.
Okay, so this is how Game Week 20 has been for me so far. We start off with Edison in goal, who has only the 1 point in his first double game week fixture. Obviously, he did lose the clean sheet to Man United, who did win in a very fantastic 2-1. So with that with that result, Edison did take a point off of him because of goals conceded and was left with only one. He does play Tottenham at home tonight, so we'll see if he can keep a clean sheet or not. Moving on to the back three, we've got Trippier, who was on a 9-pointer. Newcastle did win once again and kept a clean sheet, which led to Trippier getting a bonus 3 on top of his clean sheet, which left him with 9 points. So it's a nice, another decent return for Trippier, who is on fire in the season. Moving on to Cancelo, he's currently on 1 point, same as Edison, but pretty much reasoning for the 1 point. He is benched though in tonight's game, unfortunately.
Who?
So we are hoping
Is Cancelo benched?
And KDB is benched. Both are benched.
Ooh, wow. You didn't mention that to me. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's just.
I literally just saw it in the comment in the chat from Hassan. He said KDB and Cancelo benched, and
oh dear.
Checked the lineup and it is confirmed both were benched.
Okay, we'll get onto that.
Yeah, with that in mind though, I'm hoping Cancelo doesn't come on because Ben White will for the 8 points. So fingers crossed. Cancelo does have Tottenham at home tonight. Hopefully he doesn't come on.
Oh, so it won't matter anyway. Obviously, he played the first fixture.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, then never mind. In that case, yeah, Cancelo is bent, so hopefully he'll come on to get a point. Next, we've got Luke Shaw, who did fail to get a clean sheet in the Crystal Palace and in the Man City game. So that leaves him with 2 points from both games, which is a total of 4 from him. It was a bit unfortunate from the Crystal Palace one, as Man United did concede from the only chance Crystal Palace really had, and that was from a free kick that Elise did score. It's quite unfortunate because Luke Shaw was on for bonus points and a clean sheet, which would have been a nice successive fall from him again. But unfortunately, no, it was White in the last minute of extra time. And yeah, that leaves Shaw with 4 points. Moving on to the congested midfield, we start off with Martinelli, who did blank yet again. He has had a few transfers out from his consistent blanks, but I'm pretty sure he can easily bounce back in the next fixture or the fixture after that, as Arsenal attack is still on the greatest of form, as they don't look like losing any games. Moving on to Almiron, is in the same situation pretty much. Another blank from him, only getting a clean sheet point. And yeah, apart from that, he only gets the 3 points this week. Another player who's been transferred out quite a bit, but I'm pretty sure with his fixtures, Almiron can bounce back as well. Moving on to the Man United duos of Bruno Fernandes and Rashford. I am very happy with Bruno Fernandes. He has been a great differential asset to bring in these past 4 game weeks. This double game week especially, returning in both Crystal Palace and Man City game with a 19-pointer, very massive double haul from him. He's been a great transfer for me, probably the best transfer I've made this season so far. It's been very rewarding for my rank and points for game weeks. But yeah, it was an incredible result for Man United in the first game week. Maybe not in the second fixture, but yeah, 90-pointer for Fernandes is quite nice. Moving on to Rashford.
I was just gonna say I was annoyed. I could have bought Fernandes in if I bought Edison. Remember, I was gonna do that move, Edison and Fernandes, but yeah, I didn't know why I didn't pull the trigger on it. But it is what it is.
That's it. You have to go with the gut feeling at the end of the day. Moving on to Rashford, he did get the 12-pointer. He did score in the Man City game in the first double for Man United. In the second, unfortunately, he did blank, only getting the 2 points from that game, which leaves him still with a respectable amount of points, double haul of 12. So it was a nice return, especially for the ones that triple captain Rashford. It did pay off with the 36 that you got for him, so it's not a total loss from the triple captain chip. Moving on to the last midfielder is Rodrigo, who got obviously the 2 points. His goal was ruled off offside, as he did score in that game against Aston Villa, but unfortunately it didn't count. Not put off by that. I'm quite glad he's getting the chances, as I have brought him in just so I can hope that he gets something, as he is a differential pick. But he has nice fixtures up ahead, so hopefully he can change that around. And finally, moving on to the front two, we got Haaland, who did blank in the first fixture against Man United. He's yet to play Tottenham at home tonight, to see what points he gets from that. But overall, he is my captain. And I imagine he's a lot of popular picks for triple captain. So people will be praying that Haaland can get something from this game, just to make sure the triple captain is worthwhile. But for the current moment, he's on 4 points. Moving on to the last player now, we got Ivan Toney, who did get a 9-pointer for scoring a penalty against Bournemouth in that 2-0 win. He did get the bonus 3 on top of that, so that left him with the 9 points, which is a very nice, comfortable return as well, because I did transfer him in for Gameweek 20 as one of my free transfers, and it has paid off very nicely on his return from a minor leg injury. So I'm quite happy with the transfers for Toney, and yeah, for the starting 11, it's been really good so far. I'll just go through the team bench quickly. So Ward got 2 points, Nketiah the same 2 points. Ben White did keep a clean sheet and got the 8-pointer and bonus points on top. And Dunk did keep a clean sheet against Liverpool, surprisingly, and got 5 points on there. So it was quite a few points on the bench, but that is sort of makes sense because it is a strong team bench for me that I have. But overall, I do have 66 game week points and a total of 1,176. And I am on the green arrow currently. My rank is sitting at 499k. So yeah, hopefully after the last matches are finished, that can stay like that and not a red, as I am on a nice green trail at the moment. But that is how Game Week 20 has been for me.
Okay, that's Game Week 20 stuff out the way. Let's pull up our Game Week 21 teams and how we're lining up ahead, and all our transfer plans and captain options as well. So if we take a look at my Game Week 21 team, this is the bus team. I have one free transfer as well. So I've got Ward in goal, who's got Brighton at home. I'm going to play him. Hopefully he can get me a clean sheet in that game. I've also got a back three of Cancelo, Trippier, and Luke Shaw. Now, Ben White does have Man United, so I don't know really who to play, Shaw or White. Shaw probably has more attacking potential, but I'd probably trust Arsenal to keep a clean sheet as well. I could play White, I could play Shaw. I'm not fully decided on that. I think I'll leave Shaw in there now, but that could easily be White. I think I could be tempted to go White just because I expect Arsenal to be probably more likely to win the game. I don't expect a clean sheet from either team. So it's kind of a flip of a coin, but I've left Shaw in there for the attacking potential because if he does play on the left back. In the midfield 5, I've got Mount, who's got Liverpool at home. Now, I don't think it's... Mount isn't one player I want to keep hold of, really. I should have got rid of him last week. I didn't do it. It looks like I could get rid of him this week. He's got Liverpool at home. Liverpool haven't been playing well, neither have Chelsea, so you never know. Mount could get me a return in that game because Liverpool, as I said, haven't been playing well at all. So you never know. I might just leave him in there reluctantly. I've also got De Bruyne. He's benched tonight, which surprises me a lot that he's been benched against Spurs. I don't know if it can't be injury related. So yeah, I'll have to see what the news is on KDB, why he's been benched. But it's a big surprise. I'd expect him to start. But against Wolves, I probably just have to, now he's been benched. Surely he starts that Wolves game at home and it looks like a decent fixture for him. So I'll probably just end up keeping him now. I've got Saka, Martinelli, who's got Man United at home. I think it's going to be a tough game for them. We know Casemiro Casemiro has a yellow card. Sorry, Chelsea aren't at home. Sorry, yeah. I'm gonna check. I assume Alex is right. I think it is. I think it is at Anfield. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, Liverpool at home. So sorry about that. just the Mount is an away fixture. And my point still stands. Is not really a player I want to keep. Where was I? I was on Saka Martinelli. Now I think that is going to be a tough game for Arsenal. Um, I think it'll be a low scoring game. As you guys saw yesterday, obviously I was on Casemiro, the yellow card. He's missing the game, so I think that's a big blow for Man United in that midfield and how they're going to cope without him. So I expect Arsenal to probably win the game, but maybe not keep a clean sheet. I think Man United will probably get one. So Saka Martinelli, I've got them in there. I've also got Rashford. I can't take him out, even though he's got Arsenal. The way he's playing, the form he's in, you've got to keep him. Then up front, I've got Haaland. Of course, everyone has him against Wolves at home. I think it's a nice fixture for him. Let's see how he does today. He's going to be my captain, I'm pretty sure. And I don't see that changing. And finally, I've got Mitrovic as well, who's got Spurs at home. And I think that may be a tricky fixture, but I don't really know what other striker to go through. So I will come on to my transfer plans now. So as you guys can see, I do have 0.9 million in the bank. And I also have one free transfer. So currently, my plan is actually to roll the transfer. As of now, I think I'm just gonna roll and hopefully have 2 free transfers going into game week 22. Alex says Mount to Rodrigo could be a good play. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Or the other player on the left hand side, Cononto, I think that's how you say his name. I don't hope I haven't butchered his name, but I think he's one that I could be interested in for Leeds. But I do really want to save a transfer because I have other plans for the coming weeks in terms of transfers, and obviously blanks in game week 25, and I'm going to need to save my transfers. So that's the thinking of saving a transfer, just so I can, roll it and go into game week 22 with 2 frees. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to probably roll, but we'll see. Let's move on to your team, Jordan. Talk us through your transfer plans.
Okay, so transfer plans for Game Week 21. So in my starting 11, I currently have Edison, who's got Wolves at home. Should be a nice fixture for Man City, especially on their form currently. For clean sheets aren't the greatest, but their fixtures do get easier. Moving on to the back three, we've got Trippier, who's got Crystal Palace away. Crystal Palace haven't looked great, even though they did win against Man United. I just think they're not getting chances as much as they did previously in the season, and they have dropped off of form quite a bit. So for teams like Newcastle, I think they'll have a field day, especially away, even though it's a Crystal Palace home fixture for them. I think Newcastle can do quite well in that away game, especially Trippier as well, who is the double haul point magnet as well. So if they get a clean sheet in that, you're guaranteed Trippier is going to get a double haul or at least bonus points on top of what he gets. Moving on to the next player is Cancelo, who's got Wolves at home. He is potentially the transfer plan going forward. I will talk about that after I've gone through my starting 11. But yeah, seeing that he's not started tonight isn't the most convincing as well. So that is a bit questionable whether we keep Cancelo in the team, as I imagine a lot of people have got rid of him already. Mm-hmm. Moving on to Shaw, who's got Arsenal away. This is a tricky fixture for Man United. It's not going to be easy at all. It's going to be interesting to know how that match unfolds and who comes on top. Arsenal, I would say, is the better team in that fixture in terms of the form that Arsenal are currently on compared to Man United, who have regained a bit of form from being struggling to being the most improved team in the Premier League from where they were. With Shaw as a defender, I'll say over Ben White, there is an argument. Do you play Ben White or Shaw? But I think I'll play Shaw because, again, as we mentioned, he has got more of an attacking threat. If Man United are to score a goal, he could potentially get an assist, or he's even a goal scorer, so he could possibly score a goal. Who knows in that game? But it's going to be tough. I don't expect it to be a high-scoring game. Maybe the best result from that is a 0-0. Moving on to the midfield, we've got Martinelli. He's got Man United at home. He has been a bit of a dry spell, Martinelli. He hasn't really got many returns currently at the moment, but With the run of fixtures, I think it's understandable with Arsenal that not many points have come from Martinelli. They have come from other people in terms of Arsenal assets, but there's so many attacking options for Arsenal. It's sometimes you'll see an Arsenal player like Martinelli blank or Odegaard or Saka because there is so many goal scorers and assistants in his team. So it is a wide variety, and I think Martinelli's just been unfortunate not to be a part of it in the recent game week. So I know he's been transferred out a lot, but I'm keeping the faith in Martinelli, who does have Man United at home. Moving on to Almiron, he has got Crystal Palace away. This is another player who's had a bit of a dry spell for returns as well. I think it is down to fixtures. It has been difficult for Newcastle. They have not been easy fixtures, and this Crystal Palace away one is probably the turning point as the fixtures do become more easier for Newcastle and in particular Almiron, who has been quite successful this season. Surprisingly, he's one of the shocks of this season where this player has excelled really well. And with Crystal Palace in bad form currently, you can definitely ensure that Newcastle will score against Crystal Palace. I'll be very surprised if not, because defensively they've been poor, and even the attacking has been really, really poor as well. So Newcastle, on the other hand, will want to keep their spot in the top. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Amron does in that match. Moving on to the two Man United players, we've got Fernandes and Rashford. Yeah, this is a difficult one to judge who really is going to get the points in this game. It's either going to be from Arsenal or from Man United. I don't see it coming from both, but I've got Fernandes and Rashford just in case that is going to be a return for either one of them. I mean, Fernandes is on penalties, so if Man United do concede, not concede, if they do get rewarded with a penalty, then fortunately Fernandes will take it.
I mean, you got a bit of a benching headache, it looks like, because you got Nketiah as well on the bench, White. So,
yeah, I don't mind the benching headache because with Nketiah, I don't expect him to score in that Man United one. I'll be very surprised if he gets anything in there.
I would be. There's a comment here. You're not tempted to start Nketiah. I think the same as well with Alex. I think Nketiah could be a decent pick, but yeah, I mean, fair enough.
We'll see close to the time. Maybe my mind will change from there and then. But yeah, for the current moment, he's on the first bench, but we'll see. But yeah, with Man United assets, it's going to be tough for them this week. I don't expect the many points they have been getting these past game weeks. So with that Arsenal fixture, we'll just have to wait and see. Finally, in the midfield, we got Rodrigo, who has Brentford at home. He did blank in the Aston Villa game, but he did get a chance to score. So that does fill me with confidence that he can possibly get something from this Brentford at home game for these, as he is one of the main goal scorers apart from Bamford, who is back fit and playing in games now. So it will be interesting how many minutes Rodrigo does get now that Bamford is returning, especially returning with goals as well, Bamford, as he has been more successful with scoring than Rodrigo. But hopefully he can play enough minutes in that game and get something, as he is a differential pick. And finally, moving on to the front two, we got Haaland, who has Wolves at home, which is a pretty nice fixture for Haaland. Obviously, he's a captain worthy for this week, as he has a very nice fixture. And there isn't much to say about Haaland, as he's like a permanent captain for most of us, and we'll be too scared to move it on other players. And finally, we got Tony, who has Leeds away. Yeah, I'm pretty happy and confident with Tony doing well at Leeds away. There's no doubts about his performances. They have been really great, especially coming back from his injury on his leg. Getting rewarded with a penalty and scoring against Bournemouth has been very nice. So we have to wait and see what he does against Leeds away. Obviously, Rodrigo and Tony do clash between each other. So I'm hoping there's a return from both of them in that game, potentially. I don't really see a clean sheet from either side, as both are, in a way, attacking. So I think both will be going for it, and it'll be quite an open game. I'll just go for my team bench. So we got Danny Ward, who's got Brighton at home. I don't think I'll play Danny Ward, considering how bad Leicester's defense has been. I mean, they haven't really kept a clean sheet for many game weeks now, so I'm going to probably play Edison. Mentioning Ketia, obviously about the benching headache, and would I be tempted to play him against Man United at home? That is a wait and see, because obviously it is a headache with the players I have currently. But I'd rather be in a benching headache than an injury or another headache, really. So that is what I will really carry on with my bench wise, because it's so strong. I mean, I'm in a good position
Mm.
just to keep it strong. I don't think I want to weaken it, even though it may provide me with points on the bench, which could have been or more beneficial on the starting 11. Next, we've got Ben White, who has Man United at home. Arsenal are more likely to keep the clean sheet over Man United, but I don't think they can keep a clean sheet. I do think they will slip one goal behind them and obviously wipe the clean sheet from Arsenal. So I am keeping Ben White on the bench and obviously playing Cancelo, Trippier, and Shaw currently. So we have to see.
You
Obviously, the transfer plans will affect that.
you could even play Dunk with Leicester. The way they're playing, you never know. Like Dunk could be a decent pick. Kept a clean sheet against Liverpool as well last game week.
Yeah, that is true. Brian have kept a clean sheet against Liverpool, who have been struggling so far. It is the first clean sheet in a while underneath Servey, the new Brighton manager. So maybe it's
Mm.
on the hope that they can keep another against Leicester away, but it is an away fixture, so it won't be as easy with it being home like it was for Liverpool.
Mhm.
But yeah, that is my starting 11 and my team bench talked about. I do have 2 free transfers, and I got 3.4 million in the bank with a team value of 99.4 million. And yeah, this is the part where I talk about my transfers. Obviously, I got to make one because I got 2. And yeah, I think this is the obvious one because I did mention this before in the Game Week 20 team selection, but I am going to remove Cancelo finally. I just wanted to hold him on for that double game week and then get rid of him after that. So he
Yeah.
is my priority transfer out because I don't think Pep has confidence in Cancelo anymore. He's
Mm.
obviously tonight he's playing him on the
I
bench.
I told you he wouldn't start. He wouldn't start
Yeah,
both. I said he start one. He would not start both, and I'm not surprised to be honest. I'm surprised with
yeah,
KDB, but not Cancelo.
yeah. I mean, maybe I was hopeful that Cancelo may fill me with confidence in his first fixture and prove himself worthy to start the second, but no, it doesn't seem like it. I was wrong in that case, and yeah, with Cancelo, it's just I think Rico Lewis has really taken his spot most of the time now. He's sort of like handed it over to him,
Yeah, and
and
they've got Aki as well, who's
yeah,
preferred left back. So yeah, it's not looking good for Cancelo.
yeah, it's a bit of a downward spiral for Cancelo, which he holds a lot of money as well because he's a
Yeah.
7 million premium, and I don't think it's worth having a 7 million premium defender anymore if he's not going to start and keep clean sheets or get returns. So, yeah, he is my transfer out for this game week 21. That's not likely going to change as most the rest of the team is fine. But to replace Cancelo, I am going to transfer in Ben Mee, who's got Leeds away. And yeah, this was going to be my transfer in game week 20, but Darwin Nunes did get injured, so that swayed me to bring in Tony. But for this game week 21, I have finally decided to bring in Ben Mee, who has Leeds away. This does clash though with Rodrigo, who has
Mm.
Brentford, obviously.
I think
Um,
I'd play Dunk and bench me if I was you. You know.
yeah, that is the plan because now that I've got rid of Cancelo, I have the freedom to use a defender from the bench, and that possibly maybe Dunk instead of Ben Mee potentially just for this game week 21.
Mm. Also, the other thing I was going to say to you as well, Brentford potentially blank in 25. So maybe you want to look at bringing in potentially a Villa defender, Mings or someone like that who plays a fixture in 25. Just one to consider. Um,
Yeah, I didn't know that actually that they blank at 25.
yeah, Brentford blank in 25 potentially, and yeah, so you'll have to consider that because Tony, me, Shaw, Fernandez, they're all gonna blank. Man United will blank as well. There's a lot of teams blanking in 25. We'll make a video on blank game 25, maybe a free hit video, etc. But yeah, just a thought. Maybe an Aston Villa one for something like that, or another team that doesn't blank. So yeah, for now you could just leave it, I guess.
Yeah, for now I could probably leave it. I mean, the chip may play a strategy in Game Week 25 if I have a lot of players that do blank in that case. But yeah, I have that the transfers is only the one free transfer. I'm going to roll the other transfer over to Game Week 22 as there are doubles yet to be confirmed. Obviously from Leeds potentially and Man United as well. So I will roll the transfer. I'm not going to use two. It's not necessary. I don't need to transfer anyone else out really. So that leaves me with one free transfer. I got 5.8 million in the bank as well, which is a lot of money now that Cancelo has been removed, as he was very expensive and Memmi is really cheap at 4.7, I believe. And yeah, that's basically my transfer plans going forward into Game Week 21.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to read a few comments out and then we're going to wrap the stream up. Martin Football says opinions on Ferguson in for Mbuemo. I think Ferguson could be a decent pick. I'd be tempted just to keep Mbuemo, really. I don't know if it's worth doing a transfer on that. I'll just keep Mbuemo, who's got Leeds away. It's a nice fixture. Kukurea for White or Mings or roll this week and bring White in for 22. I'd be rolling. If you've got one transfer, I'd be rolling if you can, personally, and then have two for Game Week 22, and then you can, decide what to do for when the blanks come along in Game Week 25. So Mings could be decent, as I mentioned with Jordan, for example, bringing Mings in because he's one defender that will actually play a fixture in Game Week 25 that I could think of, and he's got a decent fixture. I think he's got Leeds. I think Aston Villa leads in 25. So correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the chat. Chief looking sharp pass. Thank you for that. Hossam says, well done, Jordan. KDB benched. Yep. City Spurs prediction. I'm going to go 3-1 City. Jordan?
I'm going to be controversial and go 2-1 Tottenham.
Nice. Anything else? Philip also says, how do we know each other? Interesting. Obviously, we're not being asked this question, but I've known Jordan's pretty much since, all my life, really. I mean, we went to school together, etc. Primary school, secondary school, sixth form, everything. So I've known him for a long while. We've been mates, and fantasy football is something we both enjoy. So we started making videos since, I think, been a year now. So that's how we know each other, through like school and everything. So yeah. Anything else? I think that's it. We're probably going to wrap it up. We're not going to keep this video for too long. It's just been a team selection video. But that's it from us, I think. If you haven't already, guys, I just have to say, please drop a like on the video if you are, if you enjoy the content, if you want to support us. All we ask for is your likes. And also, if you can, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are close to 800 subscribers. That's the next target. If we can get there soon, that would be nice. But like and subscribe, guys. And enjoy the game later, or literally in about 25 minutes. Man City host Tottenham. And that is the final game of Game Week 20. So we'll be looking forward to that one. And hopefully the KDB can come on because he's not starting. But that's it from the FPL Duo, guys. Anything else you'd like to add, Jordan, before we do wrap it up?
The weekend obviously approaches, so hopefully you guys enjoy your weekends, whatever you're doing, and enjoy the football as it's the last fixture for Game Week 20. Hopefully you all are on green arrows at the end of it as well. And thanks for those who have commented in the chat with your questions. It's always appreciated, and your comments in general. And we'll see you in the next video.